Hey man, you was in that standing up while you were E. When they bump down on you, they ask you, is you under your 5 or is you a rapper? You said a rapper. I got facts about these, man. Hey man, I'm on your ass, man. You know what I'm talking about now, man. Who is this guy really? Shite is now hitting a serious reality check, and it's got his entire fan base side eyeing everything they thought they knew about him behind those hard bars and that killer image he sold to the world. The same persona that screamed fearless and untouchable is now getting flipped on its head. Word is behind those walls. The energy was way different, and he was allegedly getting treated like a straight clown by real OGs running things. What really went down inside that prison is way more embarrassing than anyone expected, and the truth is finally cracking the surface right now. This whole situation has the Memphis rap scene shook up heavy, and everybody is talking. Before we dig all the way in, let's keep it solid. Social media has been on fire with rumors about how Pooh Shiesty was allegedly moving while locked up, and now an OG has stepped forward, putting details out there about what type of timing he was really on. But don't get it twisted. We're not here to push fairy tales or hype fake stories. We're breaking down what's real versus what's made up and exposing what actually happened when the so-called street menace ended up behind bars. For anyone who's been sleeping, Pooh Shiesty built his whole run off that untouchable South Memphis gangster image. Every track was loaded with street talk, heavy moves, and fearless energy, painting him as somebody who really lived that life. Fans didn't just listen to music, they believed it, treating him like one of the realest figures walking in the game. But according to an OG who allegedly did time alongside him, that whole image cracked fast once those cell doors slammed shut. Now, pause for a second because this ain't being framed as some random hate or clout move. The OG speaking up didn't come vague or messy. The claims were specific, detailed, and painted a version of Shuri that looks nothing like the bold character from the videos. And this is where things turn extra serious, because what allegedly went down behind bars could leave permanent damage on his street reputation if it holds weight. So, let's rewind the tape and break down how he even got here. Pooh Shiesty, born Lantrell Donald Williams Jr. in Memphis, Tennessee, wasn't just some kid chasing rap dreams. He came up around real street influence with family ties that already had weight in the city. His father was known as a major street figure and the founder of the Mob Ties label, which helped shape the path Shiesty would later walk. From the jump, he was surrounded by that environment. No question about it. Growing up in the Cane Creek apartments in South Memphis, Shiesty was expected to come from the same mold as his father, built tough and street certified. The stories around him were heavy. Non-stop talk about his pops running the city, dealing with the system, and living risky every single day. That kind of pressure shaped how people saw him before he even had a chance to define himself. So naturally, he tried to walk the same path. At a young age, he was already known for getting into trouble, bouncing in and out of school issues, and having early run-ins with authority that followed him around. The streets labeled him as reckless, always moving wild, always mixed up in something he probably shouldn't have been involved in at that stage of life. That reputation stuck fast and spread quick. That's actually where the name Shiesty came from, tied to how people said he moved slick and stayed one step ahead. In the hood, reputation is currency, and his image was being built on being bold and unpredictable. He later locked in with his day one homie Big 30 in a tight circle from the area, and together they formed a crew that would eventually gain serious attention across Memphis. Chopper Gang needs real context. So let's break down what that name actually stands for in Memphis. This wasn't just a rap circle or a group chasing attention online. Chopper Gang was a mixed crew pulling members from different well-known sides across South Memphis and Whitehaven. And they already had serious names in the streets before music ever entered the picture. These were dudes known for chasing money nonstop and moving with purpose, not playing background roles. The name itself came from their reputation for always being ready, staying heavy, and moving with confidence wherever they went. People associated the crew with serious pressure, loud presence, and fearless energy. They built a name by moving fast, outsmarting rivals, and staying unpredictable around the city. Members like Big 30, Lil Hank, and Ant__ all had street respect, and their names carried weight long before playlists and streaming numbers mattered. But here's the smart twist that changed everything. Chopper Gang didn't stop at street reputation. They flipped that buzz into a music movement. Big 30 cracked the door first by signing with Moneybagg Yo's label. And once his music caught fire, it gave the whole crew a lane. Pooh Shiesty jumped right in, dropping tracks nonstop, stacking momentum and turning street noise into industry attention fast. His raw, aggressive delivery didn't go unnoticed at all. That sound caught the attention of Gucci Mane. And this is where things leveled up fast. Gucci publicly spoke on seeing a familiar hunger in Pooh Shiesty. That gritty Memphis energy mixed with confidence and ambition. He believed Shiesty had that same drive he once had, the kind that grabs attention whether people love it or hate it. That belief led to a deal with 2017 Records in partnership with Atlantic, giving Shy a major platform and pushing Memphis into a brighter spotlight. At the same time, talk around the city stayed loud. Chopper Gang already had a serious reputation, with people connecting the crew to multiple street conflicts and nonstop tension across Memphis. Sure was also linked to open issues with other local rappers, including Big Boogie, while his cousin Big Scar was caught up in a heated back and forth with another Memphis crew known as Double R. The movement thrived on pressure, credibility, and that unmistakable Memphis intensity. Then everything exploded when Pooh Shiesty dropped Back in Blood with Lil Durk. That record hit hard because fans felt reflected real-life situations and ongoing rivalries, including mentions tied to EBG. The song went nuclear, topping charts, pulling tens of millions of views fast and locking Shure in as a dominant force. At that moment, his fearless image wasn't questioned at all. It was stamped in the eyes of the fans. But this is where the story cuts way deeper than music and reputation. All that reckless energy didn't just stay on records. It followed him into real life, and sooner or later it caught up. The real turning point came after a serious incident in Miami that flipped everything upside down. According to court records and reports, Pooh Shiesty was allegedly involved in a robbery situation in a parking lot that spiraled out of control fast. What started as a deal reportedly went left. Shots were fired, people were injured, and Shiesty and others allegedly took off on the scene in a green McLaren, which made the situation even louder. The wildest part, this all reportedly happened right across the street from a police department, making it impossible to ignore. Now, in just one station, surveillance cameras showing a new view of a violent shootout in a parking lot of a South Florida apartment building. The barrage of bullets sending 2 people to the hospital, and it lands a rapper in jail. 7 Sheldon Fox. Once federal authorities stepped in, the tone changed immediately, and it lands a rapper in jail. 7 Sheldon Fox with the exclusive. Island says you're wanted with Mr. Williams. You were for pursuant to an arrest. Shy was hit with heavy charge, including conspiracy robbery-related counts and firearm offenses that carried serious time. This wasn't something that could get smoothed over easily. This was federal pressure, and everybody knows the feds move different. Eventually, Shiesty accepted a plea deal and was sentenced to 5 years in federal prison. For his fans, this was a hard reality check. Many believed he'd dodge the worst or walk away lighter. But when the sentence dropped, the truth hit hard and fast. Their favorite rapper, the guy fans swore was untouchable, was now headed to prison right in the middle of his run. And that reality hit different. The image people had in their heads didn't line up with what was about to happen next. And that's where the shock really set in. For anyone who doesn't understand how time works inside, especially at federal spots, it's a whole different world with strict rules and unspoken power structures. Inside those walls, hierarchy is everything. Certain groups control certain yards, and if you don't have solid backing or you're seen as soft, you're getting checked immediately. No hesitation. There's no coasting, no celebrity passes, none of that. Now, here's a detail that made a lot of people uncomfortable when it started circulating. In some facilities, there's a situation where certain inmates are allegedly forced to stand while eating in the chow hall. That position is widely viewed as a sign of low status, usually linked to inmates who have no protection or no standing. If someone is standing while eating, it sends a loud message to everyone watching that they have zero respect inside and are being pressed nonstop. Let that really sink in. Because inside those walls, respect is survival, not a luxury. If you're standing up while everyone else is sitting down eating in peace, that's not random at all. That's a public signal that you're being treated like you're beneath everybody else. And behind bars, that's one of the loudest forms of disrespect there is. It's not just embarrassing. It's a clear message being sent in front of the whole room, letting it be known where you supposedly stand in the pecking order. And once that label sticks, it follows you everywhere inside. Now, this is where things really started buzzing online. An older inmate, someone who claimed he did time with PTI, dropped a video that went viral fast. In that clip, the OG made some serious claims about how things allegedly played out when PTI first arrived at the facility. According to him, other inmates approached PTI early on and asked the standard prison question. What you claim in that environment, that question isn't small talk at all. It's about affiliation, protection, and who's backing you if things get tense. That answer decides where you move, who you eat with, and how much respect you're given. And here's the part that shook people. The OG claimed that when PTI was asked what he claimed, he allegedly responded by saying he was just a rapper and wasn't affiliated with any gang. That response alone sent shockwaves through the conversation online. Now, for anyone who doesn't grasp how heavy this part is, let's spell it out clear by saying he wasn't gang affiliated. Pushy was basically telling inmates he was a civilian inside, meaning no set, no backing, no real protection behind those walls. In that environment, that's not a small detail. That's a major red flag. According to the OG, once Shy denied any affiliation, he was immediately treated like a non-affiliate. And that's the worst position you can be in. The OG went even further, claiming was allegedly forced to stand while eating in the chow hall, the same way inmates with no standing are treated. That alone shocked a lot of people watching the video. The OG said, and this part stayed word for word, "You was in there standing up while you eat." He also claimed when they pressed you and asked you if he was 5 or if he was a rapper, you said a rapper. That response allegedly led to him being publicly disrespected and told to stand while eating his meals. Let that sink in for a second. This is the same artist who built his whole image around being fearless, talking heavy in his music about robberies, pressure, and never backing down. But according to these allegations, once he was inside and faced real prison tests, he allegedly accepted treatment that stripped him of respect completely. That contrast is exactly why this story set the internet on fire. The part that really shook people is how hard this story clashes with everything Pooh Shiesty built his name on. His whole brand was toughness, street respect, and never folding under pressure. So hearing claims like this hit fans sideways. If what this OG is alleging holds any weight, then Shiesty was moving nothing like the fearless figure people believed in once he was behind bars. That contrast alone is why the conversation exploded so fast. Now, let's break down why this looks so damaging in hip-hop culture. Authenticity isn't optional, it's a foundation. Fans don't just press play for the beats. They want to believe the artist is really living what they rap about. When stories surface suggesting someone isn't as solid as their music claims, it doesn't just hurt their image, it shakes trust across the board. For people familiar with prison culture, being forced to stand while eating is widely viewed as deeply humiliating. It's seen as a public signal of low status and zero respect inside. The allegation that PTI went through something like that and didn't push back stunned a lot of supporters. But here's where it gets more complicated. Because situations like this aren't always black and white, and there's more than one angle that needs to be looked at before people jump to final conclusions. On one side, fans feel straight up betrayed because the image they had of Pooh Shiesty is taking a serious hit. They believed he was a real street figure who could hold his own anywhere. But these claims paint a completely different picture. That's why people are shook. It challenges everything they thought they knew about him. On the flip side, some voices are arguing that PTI might have actually made a smart move by not claiming gang affiliation while inside. Federal time isn't like state time. Getting wrapped up in prison politics or gang beef can easily add years to a sentence. Maybe she was just trying to serve his time, stay under the radar, and get back to doing what he does best, music. The streets have been debating how the situation really shines a light on a bigger issue in hip-hop. The gap between being a street dude and being a rapper who raps about the streets. Plenty of artists come up in tough neighborhoods or were involved in street activity, but that doesn't automatically mean they're gang members or built for life behind bars. Real talk, prison is a whole different world, and surviving it takes a skill set that not everyone has, no matter how hard they rap about it. The rules inside are completely different. The consequences hit way harder, and the people around you are hardened criminals who literally have nothing to lose. It's possible that Pooh Shiesty realized he was out of his depth and made a move to protect himself by staying out of gang politics, even if it meant catching some disrespect along the way. Survival comes first behind those walls. And sometimes that means bending the image you built on the outside. But here's the sticky part. Pooh's whole brand was built on being a fearless gangster. His lyrics flex robbing people, shooting at ops, and never folding under pressure. Fans bought into that energy and supported him because they believed he lived it. So when allegations dropped that he was allegedly being punked in prison, it shakes up credibility in a big way for those who thought they knew the real PTI. This isn't a totally new scenario. Plenty of rappers who talk tough have had their prison behavior questioned, and some end up in protective custody or moving cautiously when locked up. The difference? Most of those stories stay behind closed doors. Now, the big question, does this change how we look at Pooh's music? Some fans say it doesn't matter. They just want the hits. Others feel betrayed, saying they can't support an artist if the authenticity they bought into turns out to be different behind bars. At the end of the day, that situation isn't just about what allegedly went down in prison. It's bigger than that. It's a lesson in the consequences of building your whole image around being something you might not be able to keep up in every scenario. The pressure of being a street rapper doesn't stop when the cameras are off. It follows you even behind bars, surrounded by hardened killers and gang members who test you at every turn. Hip-hop culture has always put authenticity on a pedestal. But we can't forget that prison is designed to break people down. Maybe PTI made the smart move by avoiding gang politics and just try to get through his time without extra trouble. Or maybe the OG's claims show that he folded under pressure and wasn't as untouchable as his music painted him. Now the real question hits when he gets out. Will the fans stick with him knowing these allegations are out there? Will other rappers and street figures still show respect, or will they see him as exposed? Most importantly, will Pooh Shiesty step up, address the claims and defend himself, or stay quiet and hope the streets forget? That answer could change everything for his legacy. For sure, this whole situation has sparked a huge conversation about authenticity in hip-hop and the fine line between being a rapper and being a real street figure. Not everyone who grows up in the hood is cut out for life behind bars. And maybe that's okay. But if you're rapping like you're a fearless street legend, people are going to hold you to that standard. No cap. Now, we want to hear from you. What do you think about Pooh Shiesty's situation and his future in the rap game? Do these allegations hurt his credibility? Or do you think he made the smart move by avoiding prison politics and keeping his head down? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Smash that like button and share this video with all your homeboy so the streets can weigh in. And don't forget, join our family by hitting that subscribe button and turning on notifications. The streets never sleep, and we're just getting started. We drop heat every single day. And tomorrow's upload is going to be even crazier, even deeper, and absolutely unmissable. Click the video on screen for more stories, exposing what really goes down in the industry. We'll catch you in the next one right here at Rap Mike X, where the truth of the streets lies.